Hey everybody, welcome to Johnny Vlogs for today, Monday, October 16th, 2017. You made it through Friday the 13th. Good for you. It looks like my microphone didn't do so well. It got spooked.
Your lips are moving, but I don't hear what you're saying.
Great. That's what I need. This is my new critic. I'm just going to keep it by the side of my desk and hit the button every now and then. It was a little gift from the wife. Just wanted to show you guys, and I'm sure it's going to wind up in my Halloween decorations out front for the big day. Today we're going to look into one of the most famous photos in terms of ghost photography that has probably happened over the past 50 years or so. But before we get to that, I have a couple of pieces of business to hit. First of all, we have to thank our new Patreon supporters and people that have contributed through PayPal as well. Lisa Trump upped her pledge. Hey, Lisa, thank you so much. This name is tough. I believe it's Olivia Wojtkowicz. But there's W's in there. It could be Olivia Wojtkowicz. Ooh, I think that one sounds closer. I don't know. I'm trying my best. Neil Saldana also edited his pledge and increased it. Thank you so much, Neil. Daniel and Fran Woythton, thank you for being pledged to keep the channel here, keep me rolling. And Richard Norton is also now pledged. On top of all that, from PayPal, James Reed made another contribution. Thank each and every one of you. I truly, truly appreciate it, and I can't do it without you guys. Now, before we get to the ghost photo, one other piece of business, I want to give a quick shout out to True Crime Cat, who tweeted me and had written basically a review of my channel, which I think is really, really cool. I really appreciate it. Here you can see the tweet. Lord and Art's a favorite part of my day, and that's posted at truecrimelibrarian.com. I'll have a link to it in the description box below, so you can check that out for yourselves. Thank you so much, True Crime Cat. Really appreciate the support on that. And now we're looking at the photo that we've been talking about, submitted from Casey Jane. I have seen this photo a lot before, but she was the catalyst for me wanting to talk about it on this episode. Thank you so much, Casey. Or is it Casey Jane? Do you go by CJ? I have no idea. But thank you for sending this in. Hi, John. Any thoughts on the infamous photo of the ghost boy from the Amityville Horror House? Now, I'm assuming that most of you out there know about the Amityville Horror. If you don't, we're going to do just a super brief recap on it. Depending on your belief system, it's either one of the most famous hauntings that has happened in history, or it could be one of the most famous hoaxes that has happened in history. It involves two paranormal researchers called Ed and Lorraine Warren, who are kind of famous. They have a lot of films that have been made off of their case files, including Annabelle and The Conjuring. Let's start over at the official website, warrens.net. This is the official website for the New England Society for Psychic Research, and here we have a photo of Ed and Lorraine Warren. Unfortunately, Ed passed away in 2006, but we can see that NESPR was founded in 1952 by Ed and Lorraine. So I figure this is as close to the official story from a believer's perspective as we're going to get. Once again, links are down below if you want to read through this whole thing, but we're just going to do a really brief overview so you understand what this is about. On November 13th, 1974, in Amityville, New York, police discovered the bodies of 6 members of the DeFeo family. Father, mother, and 4 of the 5 DeFeo children were found face down, executed in their beds. On December 18th of 1975, the Lutz family moved into the DeFeo home, though it had only been 13 months since the DeFeo murders had occurred. A Catholic priest arrived to bless the family's home. He began sprinkling holy water, at which point an unseen voice told the priest, "Get out," which he hastily did. It then goes into a lot more detail about what happened to the family. One of the children started playing with an invisible friend and spending all of her time in this room. The priest told them not to be upstairs because of what he found up there, but they didn't really listen to him. Knocking, electronics not working right, just all kinds of stuff pointing to some type of poltergeist or ghost event that's going on here. After 28 days in the DeFeo home, the family claimed they could take no more. They grabbed only a few belongings and fled the house. 20 days after the Lutzes fled, paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren were called in. A team of reporters, investigators, and parapsychologists were assembled by Ed Warren and met at the home. During the investigation, Ed was physically pushed to the floor while using some religious provocation in the basement. Lorraine was also overwhelmed by the sense of a demonic presence and was plagued by her psychic impressions of the DeFeo family's bodies. The research team also captured an image of Spirit that appeared as a little boy peering from the second floor, and here they have a close-up on the image. But let's go back to the one that Casey Jane sent. It's a little bit more of the photo. It's a little more complete here. So what are my thoughts here? I do have one more article I'm going to share with you, but that is from a skeptic's point of view, and these were my thoughts before I really looked into this for myself. I've seen this photo many times over the years. I have never looked at this photo and thought, that is a photo of a ghost. I have always thought that that is a photo of a child. It looks like a child to me. The size of his head compared to where how wide the doorway is, how high his head is, of course. You know, he's just seeing over the banister. We can see this door where the doorknob is right here. I assume that most doorknobs are approximately 3 feet off the ground. So this guy, if he is standing upright, would probably be close to 4 feet at most. Once again, just making me think it's a child. I think most people are spooked out by the eyes here, but I've seen enough things happen with photography, particularly with people's eyes, animals' eyes, where they get kind of whited out like this. I never looked at this and really thought that it was a legit ghost picture. This isn't a ghost to me. This is a person. Now, I did also know the stories. There was no children in the house at this time. So where did this photo come from? How did that come up? I really didn't have any good logic to back my thoughts on that. I just thought either the people were incorrect and there was a kid that was in the house at this time. I questioned if this photo was even from that particular house. Was this just a story that was concocted where someone grabbed a photo just of some kid from a different house and said, hey, this photo popped up in the photos from the Warrens' home. That's the thing, that I look at this photo and I say, without the story about when this photo was taken, there is nothing outside of these eyes, which I'm telling you just looks like a photography defect to me. There's nothing that tells me ghost. There is nothing that I find even all that interesting in this photo. However, many, many people have looked into it a lot deeper than myself. So all that being said, I did do a little bit of searching on it today. I do have a theory from kind of the skeptic side on this. Now, you know, just to be fair, we heard the official version from Ed and Lorraine's own, I don't know if they're running the website, but from their own organization. So here's the theory on the skeptical side. This is from doubtfulnews.com. Despite the tale of the unsettling discovery of the photo and the photo itself, some people on the Amityville Truth Board believe it could simply be a picture of one of the investigators working with the Warrens that night. And they have a specific person, Paul Bartz. The theory states that Paul Bartz bears a resemblance to the ghost boy and is wearing a similar shirt. Meanwhile, the ghostly glow that radiates from the eyes would be due to the infrared film. That didn't even occur to me. I didn't even think that this was infrared. I just thought it was straight black and white, like 35 millimeter stock or something like that. And due to the flash that was happening, that might have done something to the kid's eyes. But if it is true that this is infrared film, they would have to use some type of infrared emitter to light this place up. And, I've watched enough Ghost Adventures and Ghost Hunters shows to know that those infrared emitters can do some really bizarre things to people's eyes. So if it is true that this is infrared film, which I'm kind of questioning a little bit just because I don't know how available that technology was back in the 70s, but if it is, then it's even more likely that this type of blur or bright effect would happen on the person's eyes. I don't even want to say it's a child after reading this, but here they actually have a photo of Paul Bartz. and they have the photo of the kid. Could that be the same person? Possibly. If it is, he's bending over for some reason. They're mentioning that they believe that the shirt is similar. I actually don't agree with that. From what you can see of whatever the child's wearing, we do get a little bit of a glimpse of it through the stairs here. It does not look like it's this exact shirt. Now, perhaps this is a different day. Perhaps he was wearing a different type of shirt, but I don't think this shirt is a match for this. The face to me looks a little small for a man, and it's tough because we don't have a good angle on this photo of Paul. Perhaps he just has a bit more of a kind of narrow face than I'm expecting, but I don't know. I still look at this photo, and my opinion is I still think it's a kid. And I've seen some other photos from the house. I do believe this is taken at the house, but maybe it was taken at a different time, or I don't know, maybe a neighborhood kid snuck in there because he was used to doing that to meet up with the other kids and he didn't know that they had left. There might be some type of backstory to it, but I don't look at this photo ultimately and say that's a ghost kid. I just don't see it like that. And then this whole chain of thought, thinking about like photography and how photography works, and you're bouncing light off something and then you're capturing it. Back in these days, you're capturing it chemically. Just, is a ghost going to look like that on film? I don't know. If it did, what would it look like in person? Wouldn't the person that have shot this have seen this object? If it was really that clear and definitive for this picture, wouldn't he have picked up on it at the time? And as far as I know about this story, I don't think that they noticed this kid in the film until after the film was actually developed. I might be incorrect on that. It's been a long time since I've looked into this a bit more, but let me know in the comments below if I'm not right on that. But I believe that this was not captured until they looked at the actual photos come out. Well, I don't know, guys. Tell me about it. What do you think in the comments below? I'm also going to be looking for some more suggestions just to finish out the month with Johnny Vlogs, looking into some more of this type of stuff. So I know a few of you have been talking about some video footage that popped up at a school in Ireland. I might do that for next Monday. I'm a little leery about that footage personally, but it's getting a lot of press. It's probably worth talking about. So I think that'll be next Monday's Johnny Vlogs. But if you've got something better, drop it in the comments below and I'll be sure to check it out. Thanks so much for spending some time with me here today. Hope you're having a wonderful Monday, or you're about to start an amazing Monday. Come back here and see me tomorrow on the Lord and Arts channel. Take care.